his really troubled issues, and that pushed me away. Barack, I think, on the other hand, probably had to deal with the absence of father, which it does affect children.
Of course.
I mean, he had also, you're Irish, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so, I think there were lots of similarities between us, but there were lots of differences. For example, I'm sure your and his Irish grandmother couldn't say "Oy Vegas" like mine, right?
In this PC world that we're living in, Mark, you're not allowed to say these things. There's no distinction, but that'd be funny. I'm fascinated by this only because I feel I got a very good read on your brother early on, in terms of his ideology and his unpreparedness for the job. I think he has done a very poor job as president, and we're not here to really debate policy. I have, obviously, philosophical, political differences with him, but more importantly, I felt that America got caught up in the cult of personality of your brother. It was almost like people were in a hypnotic trance. He's very good at reading teleprompter. He's very good on the stump. I feel when it comes to governing, if you look at his background as associations, I read him as a rigid ideologue, and I've never seen an example, or can cite you an example, where he has deviated away from that ideology. And I think it's unfortunate, because I think the country's suffering as a result of it. But I'm interested in knowing more, because I think I had read him well. He's the president of the United States, and America right now needs a leader, and I don't feel he's leading. With that said, I mean, what is it like? For example, so after you had this first meeting in '88, I know you met with your brother. You talk about this in the book in Beijing, and it was. Explain that meeting before I guess it was during inauguration week you met him again?
Yeah, the meeting...
Well, he promised that he'd meet you in Beijing.
Yeah, Barack is very inspiring. And one thing that you mentioned, just reassured me, I know we have differences of opinion about him, but one thing which I think we should give him credit for is that in many ways he inspires a lot of people. And that's a talent.
I can't dispute that. Right. I mean, I think he literally captivated a nation.
And the thing is that inspiration is something which is very, very important for a lot of people who are behind and who have had a lot of problems. At the time, there was a very special feeling in the air at that the first inauguration. And he's my brother. I care about him. But I do know that none of us is perfect. None of us are perfect.
I'm not perfect?
Well, we're going to talk about that too, Sean.
No, I'm not.
But
all have sinned and fallen short, Mark.
Yeah, well, I think you're right. But one of the things is that getting back to that meeting in Beijing, in my book I write, Barack. Actually, no, the inauguration. I said to him, "Would love to have you over for dinner in Shenzhen," and he said, "I would love to be there, but they won't let me." And I think he was.